John, surgeon, expert subject, pinball. Maddie, early childhood educator, expert subject, round the twist. David, business consultant, expert subject, Bruce Lee. Jesse, documentary producer, expert subject, Alaska. Here's your host, Tom Gleeson.
Yes! Hello, how are you? I'm Tony Barber. Hello, welcome to Hard Quiz. These contestants are cyclists and I'm a car door. Last one to stay upright will be tonight's Hard Quiz champion. Let's say hello. G'day, Jessie.
Hello, Tom.
Now, your expert subject is Alaska. Are you from there?
I am from Alaska.
But you live here now?
Yes.
Are you from Anchorage? Or...
No, I'm from a small town called Kenny Lake.
And is it true that you live in a log cabin?
Yes.
Is that to adhere to the stereotype of the area?
Completely, yes, that's right.
Do you wrestle bears?
No, we don't wrestle bears.
Okay. How long do the days get there?
They're always 24 hours.
You're a documentary filmmaker?
Yes.
What do? Does that just mean you own an iPhone?
Pretty much, yeah. I sit at home, no. No, I do films for Indigenous tribes.
Are you in the middle of a feature at the moment?
No, I finished one in December for the Cheyenne River Sioux Indian tribe from South Dakota.
Okay, yeah, I saw it.
Oh, you did?
No.
I know you did. Liar.
Where is it? I even feel slightly bad for some reason. Feels really unnatural. Anyway, had empathy there for a second. Let's get rid of that. David.
Hi, Tom.
You're a business intelligence consultant and you're into Bruce Lee.
That's right.
Are you a really intense dude?
Some people might say I am.
What do you do there? Is it...
Oh, well, I use database technologies to derive information from data. For example, the head cardigan at the ABC probably uses tools like that to find out which shows to keep and which to cut.
How long did it take you to learn that on the bus?
Been practicing it for 20 years.
Okay. So I'm guessing you're into martial arts?
Oh, yes, indeed, yes. I grew up in the 60s and 70s when Kung Fu movies first appeared in Australia. Did karate chops in the playground along with everybody else. I ended up training for about 20 years in various martial arts.
Have you been in tournaments?
Oh, yeah, a couple of times, yeah. Mostly non-contact. I haven't done anything like MMA.
What's non-contact mean? You just stare at each other?
No, it means you get to punch people without gloves.
All right. Now, Maddie, your expert subject is Round the Twist, the children's show.
Yeah.
Can you explain it to people who may not have seen it?
Lots of poo and wee jokes. Lowbrow comedy, but, yeah, an amazing kids' show.
When was it on air? What's the era we're talking about, roughly?
We're talking late 80s and then a revival around the early 2000s.
OK. You're an early childhood educator.
Yes.
How early?
As in from birth to 5 years.
Birth to 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh, that must be easy. Did you stuff up your HSC?
Very good. No, I educate children under the age of 5.
OK. No, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to explain calculus. It'd be kind of... You don't even have to do addition, as far as I know. It's just, isn't it all plasticine and stickers?
I wish it was that simple.
Kids, don't shit yourselves. How complicated is that?
A lot of them do shit themselves. That's part of the job too.
Oh, OK, all right, yeah. I guess that's quite complicated. Now, John.
Tom, hello.
You're a surgeon and you're into pinball. Does that mean you can shoot a kidney stone out of urethra?
Well, I'm at the other end of the body, Tom. I'm a maxillofacial surgeon, so we do trauma reconstruction, cancer operations, that sort of thing.
OK, no need to drag the tone down. I was trying to have fun, no need to go ruining it with reality. Do you have any pinball machines at home?
We've got about 25 at the moment. The collection goes up and down as we sell and buy, and I enjoy collecting. I enjoy restoring older machines that have been left out and get them back up to playing speed, and my daughter and I travel around the world and compete.
Oh, how old's your daughter?
She's 14 and she's currently the #1 female and the #1 junior in Australia.
Okay. Oh. So you play tournaments all around the world?
Yeah, well, we played New Zealand, America, and, of course, back here.
Now, you have a pinball-themed shirt, is that right?
Yes, Elvira and the Party Monsters. Well, this one was called Scared Stiff. the old pinball manufacturers in the 80s and 90s loved the double entendre to attract men like you two and boys like you to pinball parties. I know what you like, Tom.
Yeah.
So they'd always put the big bosom girls on, and you'd put your money in the slot and off you go.
I don't know what's happening. All right. Well, let's play. Hard.
Expert round. Expert subject. Win or lose 5 points. Steal an answer, double points.
I'll ask each of you 5 questions on your expert subject. Right, you get 5 points. Wrong, I will take 5 points from you. The rest of you can steal at any time to get double points. To play along at home, use the hashtag #HardQuiz. Let's start with John and his expert subject, pinball. A pinball innovation in 1947 was the electromechanical flipper, first introduced on a machine named after which fragile nursery rhyme character? John.
Humpty Dumpty.
Correct. Developed in 1934 to stop players lifting machines, the tilt function stops play and forces the ball into the out hole, known in official competition rules as going down the what? John.
It's a number of words, but going down the centre or going down the drain?
I have to take your first answer, centre. It's still open. Anyone want to steal? Maddie for the steal.
Drain?
Correct. Double points to you. Yeah, we were talking about official competition rules. It has to be drain. Centre is just colloquial.
OK.
Instigating a 1942 ban on the machines was which New York mayor who later had an airport named, John?
Fiorella LaGuardia. LaGuardia?
Correct. An airport named after him. LaGuardia is correct. Pinball was banned in New York until 1976, as it turns out. The song Pinball Wizard from the rock opera Tommy is performed in the film version by Elton John, operating his machine with what musical instrument? John.
A keyboard.
Correct. Last question in your set, John. A free credit may be awarded in a post-game match sequence by an animated guitarist dropping his pants on pinball machines authorised by which Aussie rock band? John.
AC/DC.
Correct. Let's have a look at his fine work. There he is there. And you get an extra game. You beauty. Time now for Maddie and children's TV show Round the Twist. What's it like hanging out with adults?
So weird.
So weird. Just as badly behaved, perhaps?
Worse. Far worse.
Most of the episodes in the first 2 seasons of Round the Twist were based on Paul Jennings' books, whose titles shared what 2-letter prefix? Maddie.
U and N?
Correct. As the series begins, Tony Twist and his family move to the country and find their outside toilet is haunted in an episode titled The Skeleton on the What? Maddie.
Dunny.
Correct. In Spaghetti Pig Out, Gribble Jr. uses a magic remote control to rewind and fast-forward people, a premise also used in which 2006 Adam Sandler film? For the Steelers, John!
That one, you know the one.
Incorrect, it's still open. Time's up. Click.
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 That's right.
Only Adam Sandler could take a pretty good idea from a kids' show and turn it into a terrible idea for adults. In an episode almost rejected by the ABC, Bronson swallows a rare fish, giving him what Pete refers to as a whirly what? Maddie.
Oh no! I know it's penis, but I don't know what he calls it on the show.
Incorrect. It's wide open. Willy. Whirly Willy. If you're playing at home, that means his penis spins like a propeller when it gets wet, making him swim faster. Here he is demonstrating it to his brother in a perfectly normal way.
Whirly Willy.
Exactly. Is the propeller just add water?
The best.
Children's TV, hey? Last question in your set, Maddie. The series won the Logie for Most Outstanding Children's Program in both 2001 and 2002, sharing the first of these in a tie with which TV musical group? Maddie.
High five.
Correct! The show also got an International Emmy nomination and took home 2 Logies, 2 AFIs, 3 Writers Guild Awards, and in Canada, a wonderfully named Banff Award. Good, wouldn't it, to win a Banff? Hey, look, I won a Banff. Do you want to go to the Banff Awards? Are you sneezing? No? Next set of questions is for David on Bruce Lee. The son of a touring Chinese opera performer, Bruce Lee was born in 1940 in the Chinese year of which animal, named in the titles of 2 of his films? David.
Dragon.
A child star in Hong Kong, Bruce Lee had made his screen debut as a baby in Golden Gate Girl, shot in which city? David.
San Francisco.
Correct! Bruce Lee's most iconic move, the one-inch punch, was performed in an amended form by which star of a Quentin Tarantino film series? Maddie for the steal.
Uma Thurman.
Correct! Double points to you. Uma Thurman's character uses a 3-inch punch to break out of a coffin. And there she is there in the jumpsuit in Kill Bill, which was an homage to Bruce Lee's outfit in Game of Death. Considered one of the greatest fights in movie history, the climax of Way of the Dragon sees Lee take on Chuck Norris in which Roman landmark? For the Steelers, John!
The Colosseum.
Correct! Double points to you. Norris said that when Lee asked him to do the film, he said, "Oh, you're going to beat up on the current world karate champion, are you?" And Lee said, "No, I'm going to kill the current world karate champion." Last question in your set, David. Bruce Lee died during the production of Game of Death, giving rise to fan theories of a curse bolstered after the later death of his son Brandon on the set of which film, David?
The Crow.
Correct. Brandon Lee was killed after a bullet tip got lodged inside a gun that was fired into his abdomen. In the final cut of Bruce Lee's Game of Death, his character is an actor who got shot during the film shoot. Spooky. Last set in the expert round, it's Jessie and Alaska. Considered a pejorative term in Canada and Greenland, the name Eskimo is still used in Alaska as it refers to 2 Alaskan native groups, the Yupik and what other people? Jessie.
Inupiaq.
Correct! Admitted into the Union in 1959, Alaska became America's 49th state, having been bought for $7.2 million in 1867 from which nation? Call for the Steelers, Maddie.
Russia.
Correct! Double points to you. Russia sold Alaska because they couldn't make enough money out of it and were nearly bankrupt after the Crimean War. It was the last thing America bought from Russia until the presidency. Becoming extinct as recently as 4,000 years ago, Alaska's state fossil is what tusked herbivore? For the Steelers, John.
The woolly mammoth.
Correct! Double points to you. Juneau is the capital city of Alaska and is accessible by how many roads? For the Steelers, John.
No roads, Dom.
Correct! Double points to you. You can only get to it by plane or ferry. The only other state capital that is not connected by road to the rest of the US is Honolulu, for obvious reasons. OK, last question in your set, Jessie. Featuring dog sleds and following a trail once used to supply remote gold mining towns is which 1800... For the Steelers, John!
The Iditarod.
Correct! Double points to you. 1,800-kilometre race held annually in Alaska. You're a dirty thief, John, and you love it.
I love it.
OK, Jessie, you're at the bottom at 5 at the end of the expert round, but we've still got a bit of time.
Okay.
We've bitten into their subjects. Now let's bite into mine.
Tom's round. Tom's subject, multiple choice.
This week, I've been really getting into museums. Almost everything you find in a museum is younger than an ABC viewer. This round is multiple choice. Select your answers on your screens, then press the buzzer to lock in the answer. Is there a pinball museum, John?
There is, Tom. They're in Las Vegas and they've just opened one in Nil in Australia.
In Nil?
In Nil.
That's a great reason to drive from Melbourne to Adelaide. Drop into Nil and look at old pinball machines. I might hit the road tomorrow. Phar-Lap's taxidermied hide is housed at Melbourne Museum, his heart at the National Museum of Australia, and his skeleton where? A, the California Museum, B, Museum of New Zealand, C, Australian Racing Museum, D, International Museum of the Horse. Choose an answer, then press the buzzer to lock in your answer. The answer is B, Museum of New Zealand. Every other part of Phar Lap went to IKEA meatballs. Unearthed in Iraq in 1925, a 2,500-year-old collection has been called the first museum in the world. Its curator held what social position? A, slave, B, artisan, C, merchant, D, princess. The answer is D, princess. Ooh, no one got that one right. Which one of these foods does not have its own museum? A, cup noodles, B, cornflakes, C, baked beans, D, spam. All the others do. That's the frightening bit. The answer is B, cornflakes. In 1911, former Louvre worker Vincenzo Peruggia stole the Mona Lisa out of a desire to avenge what? A, a pay cut, B, being passed over as museum director, C, his dismissal for insolence, D, Napoleon's theft of artwork from Italy. The answer is D, Napoleon's theft of artwork from Italy. The theft made the painting more famous than it was because it was one of the first times a photo of a painting was featured in a paper. So it was the first famous painting. Jesse, you need this. Last question in my round's worth double points. Could help you out here. Boasting a collection of more than 200 penises and penile parts is the Phallological Museum of which country? A, Iceland, B, Zimbabwe, C, Germany, D, South Korea, E, China, F, Brazil. Don't know why you're being so precious, Maddie, after your whirly-willy incident. The answer is A, Iceland.
Oh.
Yes.
Should have known that
It claims to have a penis specimen of every mammal in Iceland. The museum would be a lot bigger if it wasn't in Iceland. All right, well, at the end of my round, Jesse, you're at the bottom on 0. You know what that means. Get over here. All right. What do you think happened?
I don't know. I choked.
You were just a bit slow on the buzzer. You got beaten quite a few times by that nasty man.
I know.
It's almost like he's on the pinball every day.
Pinball.
Ping, 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 ping. Doing surgery. Ping, 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 ping. He's all over you. Well, unlike Juno, this place does have a road out of here, and it's just over there. Out! See you later. Thanks for coming. It's a flaming people's round.
The People's Round against the clock.
Play along at home, beat whoever you're sitting next to. Your time starts now. Which duo wrote the operetta HMS Pinafore? John.
Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yes. Beginning with V is what brand of hook and loop fasteners? Maddie.
Velcro.
Yes. In Game of Thrones, winter is coming is the motto of which house? John.
Stark.
Yes. Tight-fitting underwear might result in a camel what? Maddie.
Toe.
Yes. What's the principal ingredient of an omelette? John.
Egg.
Yes. The 4 layers of the Earth are inner core, outer core, crust and what? David.
Mantle.
Yes. What does the W stand for in George W. Bush? David.
Wilson.
No. Walker. What term could identify a Cranberries hit or a member of the Living Dead? John.
Zombie.
Yes. In skincare terminology, SPF stands for sun protection what? John.
Factor.
Yes. Michelangelo's fresco, The Creation of Adam, is found on the ceiling of which Vatican City, David?
Sistine Chapel.
Which Vatican City building? Sistine Chapel is correct. Time's up! At the end of the People's Round, it was too little too late, David. You're at the bottom on 25. You know what that means? Get over here. Where do you think it went wrong?
Those surgeons' hands are pretty quick.
He does sure play a mean pinball. Well, you know what this means, David? Out! There he goes. started something. Only two left. Who's going to be the hard quiz champion? John and Maddie, get over here because it's time to play hard quiz.
Final round. Head-to-head. Pinball versus Round the Twist. Hard quiz.
Now, only one of you can be the hard quiz champion and take home the limited edition big brass mug. John, if you win, what we do with the mug?
You always need somewhere safe and secure to put your balls, Tom.
Fair point. What about you?
My baby will be toilet learning soon, so be a good vessel, I think.
All right. It's best of 5, penalty shootout style, harder questions on your expert subjects. So it's John's knowledge of pinball versus Maddie's knowledge of Round the Twist. Let's play. Hard! John, the 2017 Professional and Amateur Pinball Association World Pinball Champion was 13-year-old Escher Lefkoff, who, if he won the whole tournament, had been promised what by his father?
He was jokingly promised on the way to the tournament an ice cream truck.
Correct. Yeah, the dad buys him an ice cream cone if he achieves a goal, and on the way to the finals he joked that if he won the whole thing he could get a truck. And then he won. So pay up, Dad. Maddie. Partial funding for the first season came from the Seven Network in a deal negotiated by executive producer Patricia Edgar with which businessman?
Channel 7. Oh, golly. I'd be taking a stab in the dark. Let's say Rupert Murdoch.
Incorrect. The correct answer is Christopher Skase. Yeah, so Dr. Patricia Edgar produced over 174 hours of kids' entertainment, which won more than 100 national and international awards and sold to more than 100 countries. Whereas Christopher Skase, on the other hand, was a con man who ripped off a bunch of people and died a hated prick. Sorry, Willie. I hated Willie. John. Data East's Rocky and Bullwinkle table rewards players for performing the controversial death save manoeuvre by displaying what dialogue from the cartoon?
So the death save is where it drains out the out drain, heads towards the centre drain, when it was on the drain. You nudge the machine, it comes back up through the flippers, and then it shows you Rocky flying.
So have you done this manoeuvre before?
Yes.
And have you done it on this machine?
Not on that machine, no.
Okay, so you're trying to imagine what it might
Try and
say?
imagine what would come from the cartoon, so I'll say Rocky flying.
Incorrect. The correct answer is good work, Sherman.
Yeah.
Maddie, here's Her Majesty the Queen visiting the Round the Twist set during the filming of a scene from which episode?
Yeah, that's one of the latest seasons.
What do you recognise there?
I can see Bronze a Spy. I know. Oh, golly.
Anything look familiar there?
Apart from, like, the Queen, you mean? She's very familiar. Oh, I don't know its name. Let's go for... There's something to do with eggs or rotten eggs, maybe. Let's go with Spy Bron. I'd just be guessing.
Incorrect. The correct answer is The Shadow Player. It was from season 4, episode 10.
Yep.
John. Designer Steve Kordek, who introduced drop targets, multi-ball, and the now standard 2 flippers above the drain, passed away at 100 in 2012. What was the last game he contributed to?
That's a very good question. Steve Kordek. He contributed to a game that got taken over when it was a wide body. I'll say Flight 2000.
Incorrect. Vacation America.
Oh, don't know that one.
Maddie. In the episode Yuckles, writer Paul Jennings makes an uncredited cameo as a character with what full name?
He's a doctor. His last name's Yuckle, obviously, because the Yuckles were named after him. His first name. Or is he a professor? Oh no! Let's go with Professor Frederick Yuckle.
Incorrect. Professor Jorgen Yuckle. Jennings also made cameos in 2 other episodes.
I could tell you those ones.
Oh, what are they?
Birds Do and Without My Pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that didn't matter.
I
There you
know.
go. John,
Yes.
to start rescue multi-ball on Jersey Jack's The Wizard of Oz machine, after your ball is captured by the winged monkey, but before lighting the letters to spell rescue, which target must you hit?
Oh, sneaky question. It's a complicated game. We happen to have it at home, which is lucky. So to get to the top play field to spell rescue, you have to hit the winky target down.
Correct. All right, you need to get this right. Otherwise, John, you are tonight's hard quiz champion. Maddie, in an article for children's literature magazine Magpies, also published on his blog, Paul Jennings describes his whole family crying while watching which episode?
There's lots of sad episodes. Let's go with Lighthouse Blues.
Correct. All right, if you get this right, John, you are tonight's hard quiz champion. The 1993 Williams game Whitewater features a ball-diverting Bigfoot designed by John Usey and based on whom?
It's based, I think, on the designer of the game, Dennis Nordman.
Correct. Which means you are tonight's hard quiz champion! Right, Maddie, you know what that means. Help! See you later. Round the twist. Congratulations, John. You are tonight's hard quiz champion. You get the big brass mug and you get to do the sign-off.
Thank you for playing hard.